Hi, my name is Joe, and I forgot that there was a banner attached to the 35th anniversary thing, so we're gonna be reacting to it pretty quickly. It's a dragon banner, and I'm gonna be hoping that it's dog shit so I don't have to summon on anything. Naga. So we saw in the trailer that she has Trace 4, so she's gonna be some player phase version of Naga. Not a very long weapon. We got dragon effectiveness standard on this unit. Slaying, adaptive damage, okay. Player or enemy phase, if unit is 25% or healthier, inflicts attack res -7, frozen, and guard on closest foes and any foes within 2. Okay. Seeking frozen on both phases is pretty cool. I'll admit, it's pretty cool. So, already off to a decent start, but that is taking up pretty much all of the effect economy here. So I don't expect anything crazy in the second part. So we have blah 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 plus 14, 15% of foes attack as true damage, and 50% DR shred. Yeah, so pretty standard effects, but Seeking Frozen is really strong. Probably. Frozen's still relatively rare. Johanna Ike gives half Frozen out from his weapon within 2, but this Naga gives out Frozen as a debuff, Seeking on basically the whole team. So pretty good. Dragon's Roar standard. Scowl standard. I'm surprised we haven't gotten like a Scowl 5 at this point, but Trace 4, we apparently never got attack res Trace 4. Interesting. And then Divine God Fang, orders at start of player or enemy phase, effective against dragons, and neutralize effective against dragons to people within 2, and empathy. Okay. Cool. Good for dragons, good against dragons, obviously. And then also has pretty niche synergy with that Ice Tribe Felicia, where she's the only unit in the game that gives out NCD support, right? The only unit. But the condition is that you need to be within 3 and have the neutralize dragon effectiveness buff, I believe. So this plays into that a little bit. Would be much better if this unit was an Omni tank herself to be able to get that NCD from Felicia, but it is what it is. And then if unit is within 3, grants Omni +5, 7 true damage, 7 flat DR, and heavy blade, not even special jump. Was this unit made like a year ago? This unit seems very underwhelming. What the heck? Like, I said it before, but basically all of her effect economy was used on the Seeking Frozen. And then everything else kind of Sagakaki. So I don't really get it here. And then we have Goto with the Crayola crayon artwork, and I honestly like it. So, okay, he's not a dragon, but he is a red tome. I'm expecting a power crept A slot. It's been a while. Yep, there's that AoE damage reduction. Another not long weapon. Like, at all. Slaying. Player or enemy phase, attack res +6. Okay. So he gives out the Goto thing. Neutralize foes bonuses. Okay, that's good. And at start of combat, inflicts penalty on foes attack res equal 20% of units res +6. 20% res-based true damage, 20% res-based flat DR, guaranteed follow-up attack, and 7 healing. Another really boring weapon with just standard effects, but also the Goto thing. It is what it is. No cool new special. He just has Glacies. That's kind of unfortunate, but he wouldn't really be able to use Frost Moon anyway because of his guaranteed follow-up attack or whatever, right? And then we have Gift of Guidance, Power Crept A slot, grants attack defense res +10. Hey man, didn't you just do this on, what's his name? Old Bastard? Why am I forgetting his name? Athos, there we go. Didn't you just do this, bud? Anyway, at start of turn, if unit's HP is 25% or healthier, grants special cooldown count -2 to unit, and special cooldown count to 1 to allies within 2 spaces of unit. And also, if those allies are magic or staff, grants an additional -1. Okay. So he pulses himself down -2, and then he pulses the boys down for 1, and if the boys are magic or staff units, they get -2. So that's really, really good support off rip, but like, what else do we got? At start of combat, if 25% or healthier, neutralizes penalties on units, so he gets both halves of the synergy here. His weapon gives out neutralize foes bonuses, which is really good, and then the A slot neutralizes penalties on unit, but only to himself on the A slot. Inflicts special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack, and 50% DR shred. So like, once again, really underwhelming. I don't really get it. Why are they doing these units so dirty? Like, the pulsing down is cool, but everything else is whatever. Like, you could have put the second half of this A slot in the weapon, and then it gave him an actual meaningful set of effects here, but like, I don't know, man. Very weird. And then he has Pulse Up Ploy, which is good. He's going to have big res. And then we have Attack Res Havoc, which is a new, I guess, sabotage-like B slot. So we got player or enemy phase, inflicts, attack res -7, sabotage, and schism. Schism finally makes a return on foes with res less than unit's res, and people within 2. And after start of turn effects trigger on unit's player phase, if number of foes with a sabotage effect on the map is greater than or equal to 2, grants Canto 1 to unit. Okay, that's interesting. Canto 1. And inflicts attack res -4 and 20% res-based true damage. Okay, so you can stack a little bit of true damage. Not bad, not bad. Sabotage is fine, it's just Daunt. But Schism is the anti-triangle attack, anti-dual strike thing, right? And using the Ruse 4 was kind of troll. Like, it was good when it came out, I guess, because it made it so you can't just run Catria balls. But having to use your entire B slot when that's like arguably your most powerful slot kind of hurt everybody's ass. So putting this on a B slot that has other stuff, including true damage and Canto and stuff like that, yeah, not bad. And it's Seeking, so pretty good. But the unit himself, kind of underwhelming. Like, the B slot is the best thing in his whole kit, somehow. Alright, and then we have Medeus. I really like this artwork, and I'm hoping On Guard can make a triumphant return here. Okay, he's a demo. What are we doing here, man? What are we doing? The Mythic Alt is the demo. And it's not even like the Tana or the Elise that we just got, or all those units where they are 4 stars with tier 4 skills, and in Tana's case, a perf. Nope. This Mythic Alt is a demote with nothing. What are we doing here? Make it make sense. Anyway, attack +3. Player or enemy phase grants attack res +6 and On Guard, and neutralize foes bonuses. Okay. And at start of combat, if 25% or healthier, inflicts penalty on everything but speed. 20% of units res +5. Unit deals +X true damage, and reduces damage by X. And that equals number of staff and dragon allies on the map, excluding unit, max 20. That's a lot. And also, if foes attack and trigger foes special, okay, you get a Scowl. Not the craziest weapon, but you still get On Guard, neutralize foes bonuses, which is a good effect, and potentially big true damage and big flat DR. And that's on all attacks, it's not just the first attack. So, I think, in a vacuum, if you cap out this unit with like all the best skills and like a +1 and all that, he can probably do things, assuming you meet the X condition, but I don't know, man. We don't have a better version of On Guard. It's not like within 3. If On Guard was within 3, this unit would be like a must summon, honestly. Oh my, and this repulsive freaking wiener monster, what is it like? This looks so goofy. He's an earth dragon. But like, why did they have to do him so dirty? The art is good too. They just... no tier 4 skill? When you've already set the precedent about giving the 4 stars tier 4 skills now? And perfs with Tana? It makes no sense. Let me guess. The little lolly dragon is going to be the most OP unit on the banner, right? Like, by far. Every effect that they wanted to give the rest of the units, this unit is just going to have, right? Anyway, we got dragon effectiveness, slaying. At start of turn, if units within 2, grants speed defense plus 6. Okay. Is this unit going to be fast? Bulwark, which is really nice. We've seen that on Attuned Hector, where it's like an actual status. Really good. And neutralize penalties on unit during combat. Really good. So, like, already off to a good start. This is good support. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, calculates damage using okay. What are we doing here? Why can't you just let Tamara have her own thing, dude? When Ronin's Refine had a res version of Sandstorm built in, that was at least funny, you know. The Ronin dev got let out of his cage to make that Refine, right? That's whatever. But then you're putting Sandstorm, like a seemingly better version of it, on another attuned unit when Sandstorm, like as a whole, is Tamara's entire niche. That's like the thing that sets the unit apart from everything else. You're just giving it out now? That's not cool. Let things be unique, at least for a little while. Tamara's only like a year old. Anyway, if units within 3 grants bonus to Omni equals blah 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 14, then you got 20% defense-based true damage, 20% defense-based flat DR, and if unit's defense is greater than foe's defense plus 5, disable... Oh my god, you get Hardy Bearing in the weapon? Dude. Okay. Come on now. I hate this. I don't hate these effects in a vacuum. I just hate that you are strictly power creeping Tamara. And the other reason that I hate it is because it's on a stupid kid. I hate it when kids are just like the strongest units. They get all this preferential treatment for no reason. When, you know, this could have been the Medeus. But, whatever. Tamara's entire weapon is DC, special DR, and some stats, right? And then Sandstorm is Sandstorm. This weapon has support, it has Sandstorm, it has a bunch of stats, it has true damage, it has flat DR, and Hardy Bearing. So, like, you're already doing more than Tamara does as a whole in just your weapon. Not cool. And then we have Dragon Flame, which I believe is inheritable. It's a 4 cooldown dragon skill that boosts damage by 80% of your defense, which is going to be a shitload on this unit, and restores 30% of your max HP. So, okay, and it does the, like, Armored Blaze, you know, blah blah blah, 40% flat DR, right? But anyway, we can infer that this is going to be the new, like, tank inheritable formula, where it's like Ignis and then restoring your HP, right? We can infer that this is going to be like the future, which is fine. Tanks need it right now. It's rough out here. This unit is going to hit like a truck and be really hard to take down. And then we have Distant Bonus Doubler, which is really good. Oh yeah, what's the attuned skill going to be? I assume since Scowl isn't here and in the weapon, it's going to be Scowl, which is hopefully just Scowl and not like Scowl plus 2 other effects. Anyway, okay, yeah. So the Echo skill is Res Scowl Echo. You get res plus 4, and then scowl, and nothing else. Fair enough. There's so much special jumping right now, and some units are getting like follow-up special jump, so scowl has kind of lost a bit of value because you could just get around it, but it is what it is. And distant bonus doubler is good for an Omni tank, obviously, but like, my prediction is that we're going to get a skill in the near future that gives you more flat DR, so yeah. This unit already has flat DR in the weapon, 20% of her defense, in the special, which is 40% unpierceable, and edge scales gives another 10, right? And then you get more true damage from edge scales as well. So, does she get more of it in the C skill? Let's see. It's a little dino plushie. For allies within 3 grants, Omni plus 5, and preempt pulse on the first attack. Okay, so already a decent support, and once again, being within 3 is really good right now because of assigned decoy shenanigans. You get to dodge that. If unit is within 3 grants. If unit is within 3, reduce damage from AoE specials by number of allies within 3 times 40, max 80. Okay, so make it make sense here. I'm gonna finish the C skill and then I'll say what I'm gonna say. If unit is within 3 space of an ally grants Omni plus 5, reduce damage from foe's first attack by 14. So another layer of flat DR. At least it's only the first attack. And grants special cooldown count minus X to unit before foe's first attack. Max 3? And X equal number of allies within 3. Okay, that's like the unit's whole thing is allies within 3. And also, when units special triggers, 100% DR piercing as well, dude? What are we doing, man? So this unit just has so much flat DR, like 3 layers of flat, 3 or 4 layers of flat DR, a bunch of true damage, a bunch of stats, full piercing, NFU, like frozen, like the unit has everything, dude. Hardy bearing in the weapon, she has everything. AoE damage reduction, everything. But the problem here is, what is the point of every other unit on this banner? Naga is supposed to be a premium dragon, player phase flying dragon, but she doesn't hit hard at all and doesn't offer anything outside of frozen support. This unit has frozen built in on edge scales, half frozen, and hits like a truck, so what's the point? Medeus is just an on-guard bot, whatever. And then Goto, his whole thing is AoE damage reduction, and this unit just gets 80% AoE damage reduction in the C slot. So what's the point? This unit just like cannibalizes the other units, and I understand that Goto's is at least support for the boys, but like, you would give that to an Omni tank anyway. And this unit just has it. I like, make it make sense, dude. You just give this stupid kid everything. And I'm an Omni tank enjoyer, and for that reason, especially since she's an attuned unit, and I don't have a good green Omni tank that's not named Brave Alphonse, which, you know, fell off a cliff pretty hard and immediately. Probably gonna have to summon for this unit, because I love Omni tanks. It's my preferred playstyle. I just love pouring everything into one unit to make it work. That's just what I like in this game and a lot of games. Even then, even with my bias, I don't like how they give a unit literally everything. It's just not cool. Oh, and then I guess Zane is a Tempest Trial or whatever unit? Okay. Oh well. Anyway, what I say about Tiki is basically my thoughts on the whole banner. Like, you have all of these cool lore units with Naga and Medeus and Goto, young Goto, all this stuff, and they all just suck. Like, even with the modern unit thing, where every unit has just like 14 stats, true damage, and flat DR, That's just like all these units have, and not even all three of those things in some cases. Like, Naga's entire weapon, entire kit, is just gutted by the fact that she has Seeking Frozen. That was all of her effect economy. In Seeking Frozen, doesn't do anything else. Realistically, doesn't do anything else. Goto gives out the AoE damage reduction, doesn't really do anything else. The weapon is extremely short, the A skill is extremely short. Medeus, we have a mythic alt that is a 4-star demote with not tier 4 skills and no perf, when Tana already set the precedent of 4-star demotes having tier 4 skills and perfs, and this is a mythic alt. Make it make sense. And then Tiki, stupid lolly dragon that's gonna print money for them, just has everything these units do except on guard, but better, and the kitchen sink, and is in a tuned unit, and has Tamara's thing, like completely just stealing Tamara's homework. I hate this. I hate this, but I kind of have to get this unit because I'm Omni-Tank guy. And green is where I'm lacking in the Omni-Tank department. So, and then having edge scales, another source of edge scales duplication, is really important. So, yeah. And that dragon skill is inheritable. Like, there are a lot of reasons to get this unit for me, but the rest of this banner, Sagakaki, and I hate the design philosophy. Unfortunately, I'll have to get the Tiki. Pray for me that I just get it early and I can dip. Anyway, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next one for ARD, and then I guess summoning on this, unfortunately. Let me know your thoughts. Have a good one. Bye.